Hello everybody, welcome to a brand new Let's Play series in Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserreich. Today we are going to be playing as the United States, but we will be eventually becoming the Pacific States when the Civil War breaks out. The reason I've chosen to play the Pacific States is because that's the faction in the American Civil War that generally always loses, or at least doesn't actually do that well, and they're definitely going to be the hardest. I mean, you could probably make the argument that New England would be a little bit harder, but I would disagree because they have the backing of the Entente. So, first things first, I mean, it doesn't really matter what we do right now, because we're really just waiting for the election. We just need to elect either Reed or Long. It doesn't really matter. We're probably going to elect Long, and then try to make the CSA as weak as possible, because I think they're generally harder to beat than the longest. Because, you know, the North is a lot more industrialized than the South. So we're going to be, you know, a little bit cheaty, I will admit. We're going to, first things first, build a couple of military factories in California. I don't think these actually stay. I think once the Civil War actually breaks out, then a bunch of factories do get just deleted off the map. So go for you. We'll get this tech. You know, just all of our starting techs is generally where we want to begin. And we've already, like, read all these messages. If you want to go back, watch the campaign I did as a CSA a few months ago. Like July, I had to take a guess and say it was. Where we played as a CSA. I read all the events there. So you can go back and watch that one. So we'll make some weapons, basically planes, all of that good stuff. We will start getting some convoys up, as well as all of, you know, just getting a navy together. A heavy carrier, we don't. Let's get some dreadnoughts. Into more dreadnoughts, improved dreadnoughts. I think, yeah, just more improved dreadnoughts. We're gonna go get some submarines, and then the rest, I guess, can be like on cruisers, fast battleships, and then on top of that, then we will get some improved cruiser hulls, and that seems pretty good to me right now. We got a bunch of unassigned divisions. That's okay. We'll get our Army and Navy experience. That doesn't really matter too much, at least not at the moment. So we only have like five divisions. One of them I know is in Panama, right? Yes. You can just hang out here. Again, it doesn't really matter what these people are going to do. You just stay here. Again, it literally doesn't matter. We're going to lose Panama anyways. It is what it is. It really is just a, you know, get Long elected. We're probably gonna go for a weaken the CSA as opposed to strengthening them, because we don't want any of them to be strong, obviously. I don't even think we need to be training any troops either. Like, I don't think we have to. I think we're fine just kind of doing what we do. We need a bunch of chromium. We can get that from the Ottomans. We can get some steel. We'll get that from the French. We'll get some rubber. We'll get that from Germany, East Asia. Again, I think, like, most of the things that we're building we don't actually keep. Like, they all get, like, destroyed once the war actually begins. So let's focus on reintroduce the bill. Black Monday hit America. Not a huge surprise. We're basically just in, like, a really bad situation. And we have two factories right now for civilian goods. 90% factories for consumer goods is also just actually terrible. Do we want a coalition? Plan, proposed bill. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Again, like, we want the Civil War to happen. I mean, it happens regardless. There's nothing you can do to avoid it. But what I mean is we want the Civil War to happen in such a way that we want to kind of strengthen the federal government as much as possible. But I think MacArthur does need to take over. And that's why we got to elect Long. Because he needs to be in charge. Otherwise, the United States kind of keeps together a lot more. The Pacific States do not break apart if the United States stays as a democracy. Which is what we're kind of wanting to avoid. We'll start building up an army. See if this will work out for us. We're at, you know, negative 161 political power. That's fantastic. Isolationist, free trade, volunteer only. Well, we'll support Wagner. I don't know what this will actually do. Bill passes, the bill fails. Demand war payments from Canada. Probably are going to... Yeah, everybody's mad at us, and they both gained power, which seems like an issue. I don't know if there's a way you can actually look and see how much power they actually have. No, it's got to deal with the Great Depression. Will that happen? That's a great question, isn't it? Try to get a resource speed up to be a little bit better. People are joining the AFP. Not a huge surprise. How much does Canada have? A lot. Or, you know, they both have more than I do, so... You know. I mean, Mexico is socialist. We'll see if they continue to be so, like... They can't theoretically intervene. Okay, the bills failed. Not the best, but that's okay. War plan white. Deploy the National Guard. Yes. That sounds like a good idea. Perhaps. Think about 40 days. 40 days and 40 nights. Play National Guard, social liberalism goes down. We get some more stability. General MacArthur's planned. I mean, we could try to just like destroy like one of the parties, but I don't think that does anything either. It really is just like weaken both at the same time, but still have them rise up in the end. It's about, you know, it's really the best way you can go for this. So basically, machine tools. Let's go for concentrated industry. Fuel storage, I don't think we need because Texas has so much fuel in it that I'm not worried that we're going to actually run out. And that's good. It's good to, you know, have one campaign where we actually have a lot of oil. Make sure we do not run out of resources. The wars in China have happened. Or not in China, in Mongolia. My clique, I'm going to take a day and say... You know, take it... Yeah, my clique's probably going to lose. I don't think I've actually seen them win. Okay, please stop spinning very fast like that. Russia's not doing anything too crazy. Oh, okay. Yeah, nothing so far has been too crazy. Austria has gone social democratic, so they could probably form the Danubian Federation if they so chose to in the future. Well, before we focus on... Let's focus on the SPA, because I do think they're going to generally be a bigger threat. But we're going to try to target them equally. Target them equally, get them both weak. You don't have enough civilian factories to trade anymore. Yikes. I mean, I guess the chromium is only being used to build boats, and that's not that important. Mostly he's been elected chairman of TUC. I mean, theoretically, it's possible that they had the coup, but I've never seen it actually happen naturally. Doesn't they have to go down like war plan red and stuff as well? Like they've got to go through a few focus trees, which AI probably is not going to do. Syndicalism's gone up. I mean, let's see. Like right now, we're not very popular. We get some more party support here. Let's go for... I mean, production efficiency cap, that's actually fine. Getting construction speed upgrades right now doesn't really matter, seeing as we're still dealing with the Great Depression, and that is a bit difficult to overcome. Okay, so... more stability is going down. We have a ton of oil. How much oil do we actually... Right now we're gaining 5.4 thousand, which is actually quite a lot. which is awesome. I mean, it's nice just to have oil. Yeah, MacArthur's plan. Like, if we can just arrest Long and Reed, that probably would actually be for the best. I'm gonna be completely honest. So we gain experience. Full control over Argentina, that's fine. You know, everything's kind of going bad in the US of A, I will admit. It's not a great time to live here. And we're also continuously losing factories. Side with the Republicans. I don't know if that really makes a huge difference. If anything, I actually probably should look to see who actually was the most or social liberal right now. So it kind of makes sense. National Unity Party. We're at what, 36, 42%, 44% popularity. I mean, that's not great. Pretty bad, actually. Okay, Wallonia join the Reichspakt. That's fine. I mean, are they both in the Reichspakt? They are. It's kind of separated in half. I do know one of them could theoretically go syndicalist. We'll give some help to Liberia, even though I don't think that's going to matter too much. I mean, they're still a puppet state of ours. That relation does break as soon as the Civil War begins. And Middle Africa probably invades. So weaken the CSA a little bit more. Make sure that they do not get New York City, because New York City gives you like a bunch of a ton of militia troops, which you do not want the CSA having, even though they'll probably capture Washington really quickly regardless. And I feel like we've done pretty okay right now, kind of splitting who are focusing on even the two major powers. So Indochina has decided to rise up. The manner of payments from Canada, even though they'll probably say no to anything and will refuse to pay me any money, which is incredibly rude of them to do, I will add. So we could get some better tanks. Let's do it. Even though we're not really using them right now, we will in the future once become a richer nation after the Civil War. I don't know who we're going to side with. Either side with the Entente. I'm kind of leaning toward just siding with Japan, because they can join the Prosperity Sphere, Japan's faction. Essentially almost being like a Japanese puppet state, but that's okay. It just seems interesting because I've never really done anything that actually involves Japan too much. At least, you know, in an alliance sense, as opposed to just being an adversary towards Japan. Like I have been in a decent amount of other series, just in general. Who's actually more popular right now? I think we're just going to keep siding with these social liberals. Or I can just lose, you know, we'll force a compromise and everybody's upset. That seems fine. I get, like, I'm kind of just trying to make everything bad. Canada has refused to pay back their debts. It's extremely rude. But compromise with America or put tariffs on them, but that just makes them not like us, which I don't really see why I would actually do that. Okay, so we're going to go for the reinforcement rate. We're going to go for extraction. You know what? Let's get concentrated industry too. Even though, again, we're a little bit ahead of time. By like 3 months. Not that big of a deal. People in the SPA are joining congressional bids. Please do not do that. We still need chromium, but we have no factories because everything is being used to help the consumer. Do we need political power for anything? You know, well, okay. I did not pass the bill. I kind of just clicked on whichever one was there when I put my mouse over it. And we actually have more troops. Well, that's nice. Put you into this blue army, even though realistically, look at this guy. He's wearing like aviator goggles, like the whole like fighter pilot helmet that they wore in the 1930s. 12 more days here. The election is going to be happening in less than a month, I believe. The old order prevails. Iron Fist, Austerity through the Storm, Economic Intervention, or the Velvet Glove. Outlandon. So there's, what, 3 people you can elect? Okay, so they've compromised. Both the Socialist and the American First Party have now gotten a little bit stronger. Not really what I was intending to do. You know, let's legislate some freedoms. Never mind, we have no factories anymore. How many am I using right now? 95%? That's pretty bad. All while we're doing this, like, we're trying to just expand. You take 5%. You know what? Screw it. Take 100% of all factories. There we go. 100% consumer factory goods. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So I think if we do an Iron Fist, the Pacific states will not break off. So we're going to go for Huey Long. I think that's our best option. And after this, we will just, probably not pass for Leafy. We want to fight the Anarchist. Reed is a little bit upset about what's happening right now. But yeah, we'll fight the Anarchist. Because that'll weaken the SPA. Without strengthening the American First. Explicitly. So do I have any factories right now? I do, apparently. Let's get the Ottoman Empire. Yes, I know we're not going to be building any buildings, but that's okay. So now we're only using 90% factories again. We're at negative 24% stability, which seems very bad. Okay, so it's like 1937. It's essentially 1937. So let's go for Spear Firepower. The tank will be ready in 40 days. I don't remember if you inherit the tech of the United States when the Civil War begins. Like, I think you do. I'm just trying to remember. Even though it was only like a few months ago, I last played as the U.S. Status of the U.S. Navy, that's all fine and good. And let's go for frigate interception. Again, it doesn't really matter, I believe. These won't happen until Huey Long's actually been inaugurated, which is in like January 20th, I believe. Again, I'm not American, so I don't remember the exact dates of these events. But it's somewhere early January. We will get this done. I don't believe we'll keep those research bonuses at the very, like, I know that for sure. We're not going to be keeping these this bonus. But anything else is possible. Negative 21 factoring use for trade. That just seems really bad. And things are getting worse. There's some protests in New York City. I would like just did not do that and just be thankful for everything that I've done for you. Please and thank you. I mean, do I have factories for this? No. But honestly, that's okay. Won't get any better tanks quite yet because they're not really even available. We'll get radios being researched. Let's get field hospitals. We'll get signal companies. I don't think any of these things will be finished researching by the time the Civil War begins. Maybe Concentrated Industry 2 will be finished. But I think for right now, this is going to be a good time to end this first episode. Thank you for watching. My name is Anthem. If you enjoyed, give me a thumbs up. Not do a thumb down. Want to subscribe, and goodbye.